Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a no makeup look just because it's a lazy Sunday. I need to go out and do some errands, and then later tonight Steve and I are going for dinner with some friends. I think a no makeup look is great because I tend to use it like 2 to 3 times a week, usually for work because I like to sleep in and it's really hard for me to wake up in the morning, but it's a really great just kind of like glowy, dewy kind of look. I like to pair it with just kind of like loose waves like this. And it's also really good for weekends, again, exactly like today where I'm just kind of running out to do errands and I don't need a full glam look. So realistically, I do my makeup before I normally do my hair, but I wasn't about to show you guys what my hair looks like without anything done to it just yet. So I did my hair first and I'm going to clip my bangs back so I have an easier time doing my makeup. Okay, so first things first, I've already, showered, blow dried my hair, so I already did kind of my face routine this morning, but once that kind of like already sinks into my skin a little bit, I like to go in with the Milk Makeup Watermelon Brightening Serum, and I'm like literally almost out of it. But this is really great. This was actually like gifted to me by Milk Makeup when I was at BeautyCon last year with one of my friends. But it's fantastic because it's a really nice lightweight and it's a little bit tacky enough that whatever you do put on sticks to it, but it's not heavy and it's not going to make everything else melt off since you're not putting that much on. So I'll put it into everywhere that I can. I mean, it's not the greatest for like getting into like the crevices of your under eye. So whatever's kind of still needed, I'll just put it on my finger and put it underneath. So next I'm going to be going in with the Revolution Beauty Makeup Face Base Stick Foundation. And I also got this last year at BeautyCon. All my things are from BeautyCon. Can you tell that I'm a cheap ass person? So this, I just use it just for my under eye. I tend to get a little bit more dark circles underneath, so it's kind of just the one area that I like to touch upon when I'm doing a lighter day of makeup. And I will just use a beauty blender to put it in there nice and easy. And sometimes I'll use whatever's left over for the crevices of my nose, because that's kind of like the main area that my face tends to kind of get a little teeny bit oily, even though I have very dry skin. And above my lip, anytime I sweat, that's the first place that you'll ever see any type of sweat. Okay, so I'm going in next with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Baking Powder in Pound Cake, and you guys all know this is my usual by now. Okay, cutting in here. I don't know why, but my camera just once in a while decides to stop filming for absolutely no reason. So if anyone feels like donating a new one, feel free to DM your girl. But basically where I was at was taking a dry beauty blender into the powder and just using it under my eyes. This is the one area that tends to give me a lot of grief when I'm not doing like a full makeup look. My mascara always tends to find its way just under there, so for me it just needs to be set at least under the eyes. I use the remaining powder all over my face just to even out skin tones and make sure that the future product that we put on is all going to go on there evenly. Okay, now this is the fun part that we've all been waiting for, the eyebrows. My absolute obsession in life. I've gone through quite a ride with my eyebrows. It started with me plucking them to absolute shit in high school, like this whole portion right here didn't exist. I then went on to spend hundreds of dollars on all the different types of brow products, and I make them work in their own individual way, but it's just finding which one works for which type of setting. There are certain products that are good for evening eyebrows, there are certain products that are good for just simple daytime eyebrows, but these are my absolute favorite products to use on almost a daily average. So first I'm going to be going in with Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit. And of course before this, as usual, I'll always do a little bit of a fluff up with a spoolie. This is a spoolie that I just have from my Lash Girl. I have probably like 100 of them around my house. Now, I need a better mirror for this, but I'll definitely take both ends off as you kind of have to go back and forth. So first what I'm going to do is, again, just make sure everything's kind of where I want it to be. And then I'll start by going in underneath. I kind of like to just outline the shape of how I want with the pencil. I used to use a pencil completely to color in my eyebrows before, and although it looked a little bit more natural, these are expensive and I don't like going through them as quickly as I used to, so I've kind of learned to adapt to it over the years. So first I'm going to go in and fill my first underline. So now we've kind of got our first shape going on. Then I like to go in and do the top. Now because I like the middle pieces to go upwards and then obviously the rest kind of morphs in with the rest, I'll start my upper line up here. Actually, now that I think of it, why don't we zoom you guys in? Okay, so I've gone in and I've already done my little underline here. Now for the top, I'm going to go just here to not disrupt the brows that I want to go upwards. Kind of just meet at the corner there. Next, I'm going to kind of just round it out a little bit and bring it all the way down to the tail. Now my tail is a little bit temperamental depending on how sharp this is. Not that this can be sharpened, but some days it's dull, some days it can be a nice little point. Next, I'm going to go onto my underneath, and I tend to like to drag it from here. I don't like having such a skinny tail, and I've been trying to grow it out for literally years, but it's very slow to come in. So I'll start mine from over here and just connect them. Tail is not always perfect, so I'll use the spoolie to kind of just guide it in the right direction. Okay, so I've gone in and just kind of matched up my other eyebrow up to speed. So there's normally two different types of products that I use. Sometimes I'll use the Eyebrow by Benefit, and sometimes I'll use the Brow Tings by Benefit. And it kind of goes back and forth. For a really long time, I didn't like using these little dip brows. And I mean, kind of case an example, if that focuses, probably not. This one, it just gets dried out really quickly and really easily, so I just feel like I never get to use all of the product. So I'm going to be using the Brow Tings today because this kind of has a little bit of a half and half. So you have your gel on one side and you have a powder on the other side. So I'm going to be using the gel just with an angled brush. And I'm going to use this to fill in the rest of my brow. And quick little hack, whenever I feel like this isn't pointy enough, I'll just kind of take like a piece of like toilet paper or Kleenex or something, and I'll just like take off all the product that it has and make it into a nice little point. So I'll start up here, just kind of making hair-like motions. And I'm not striving for this to look like individual pieces of hair, to be honest. I just don't want it to look super clumpy. And then I'll kind of go over here just to make sure the tail's in a good spot. Now this under area is usually where I have trouble since there's not a lot of natural hair down there. And I'm constantly using the spoolie all the way through to make sure that there's like no pieces of hair missed. It's hard because my hair kind of goes all over the place. It's not super even. So this is where we're at so far. I'm going to match up my eyebrow to the other side, and then we're going to use our final product that's going to bring all of these brows back together. Okay, so final step on the brows is going to be with the Essence Make Me Brow. And this is kind of like, you know, your typical like Boy Brow by Glossier, or even the Gimme Brow by Benefit as well. I just go through this stuff so much that I can't, again, I don't want to pay like 25 bucks for a bottle of it, whereas this is like 4 bucks Canadian for every single one, and the color match is really good for me in the darkest shade that Essence carries. So this one I'm just going to kind of Get a good amount on the brow, and this is where I work the middle up to kind of give it a bit more of a natural look. I don't like to put the gel in the middle because it just doesn't fluff them up the way that I like it to. I have really long hairs and I get so scared to cut them. So my eyebrows are not going to be your typical like Instagram perfect in every corner type of brow. I like them when they look this kind of messy because it's just the way that they're meant to be. I just rub the brow hairs in like all different types of directions just to see where it looks best that day. I swear they're just so temperamental. Once I finish up with the boy brow, I'll just go back in with the spoolie and just clean it up a little bit. Since I'm not wearing a lot of face makeup, it's not going to rub any makeup off. It's just going to help shape them up just a little bit and clean them up. Next, I'm going to just start going into my bronzer. So today I'm using the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil, and this is in color light medium. And I like this one because it's lighter than the usual Anastasia Beverly Hills palette that I use. So I'm going to be using my NARS contour brush and going in there as usual. The coloring on these bronzers are just so much more natural. Like they have like such a good mixture of orange and brown, not just like one or the other, like what I found a lot of other bronzers to be. Because I do like my fair share of orange tones, since I do love wearing orange eyeshadow as part of my daily. So once I've kind of done my usual little where I want the contour to sit, just going in with a big fluffy brush to blend it all out. Now, I'm going to contour my nose just a little bit because I still hate doing it with big brushes, so just with a regular little Morphe fluffy brush. Same bronzer, just super light, just to get all the colors matching in there. And I'm going to pull this in a little bit just into my eyelids, just to pull it all together again. Following up the bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Sleek Makeup Highlighting Palette, and this is in color Solstice. And these colors are honestly so beautiful. I very rarely see this in other palettes, but I'm just going to be taking in this little orangey color, and it's so smooth, and it's just a little bit more natural than the other highlighters that I normally use. And I'll still use it in all of the same spots. Last but not least, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of mascara. And I do already have eyelash extensions, but since they're kind of getting to the end of their run, I do tend to go a little bit heavier with the mascara. So this is the Essence Super Curl. And again, I normally buy cheaper mascara nowadays since I don't use that much of it. So I think this was only like $4 or $5 versus the standard one that I used to use, which was like $14, just to kind of get these to perk up a little bit. Now for the lips, of course, because it's a no makeup look, we're not going to smack any lip gloss, lipstick on, so I'm just going in with a typical kind of Blistex chapstick. Normally I use the Nivea, but I've lost it for the 13th time. Every time I buy it, I have it for about a week, and then it just absolutely disappears, and I just keep spending money. And I literally even buy the 2-packs, so I have one at home, one at the office, and I should also have one in my purse at all times, but they just always manage to get out of my purse. It's wild. Last but not least, setting spray. Now this is a setting spray that I didn't speak too kindly of before, and that is purely because I'm literally on my way after filming this video to go buy my regular one from Sephora. But since this is all I have, it's going to be used. But I do find with this one, it does give more of a dewy look. Like the usual one that I use is a little bit more alcohol based, so it will kind of like firm everything and lock it in, but this will keep me a little bit more dewy and shiny looking. Also, note to self, I normally do my mascara after that. I just completely forgot today. And there we go. I mean, sometimes I do like to add a little bit of my usual Tarte lip gloss, but I'm still trying to order it in the nude because it is still sold out everywhere. Please, if someone has one again and wants to donate it, please send it my way because I am dying without it. It's the best lip gloss I've ever come across in my entire life. Okay, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Whew. Okay, I feel better now. Okay guys, thanks again for watching this video today. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to grind it out like maybe like 3 times a week and like see if I can make something of this. But I honestly really enjoy making these videos. I mean, I'm literally just going about my life but just adding in some chit chat while I'm doing my hair and makeup as usual. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and please leave a comment. I'd love to read any type of comments and kind of start a conversation. Thanks again so much, guys. Have a good one. Bye!